Hello, this is Wild Wolf, just doing a quick video response. You asked in your video what happens, or if you could develop multiple MMOs at one point or at one time. And I kind of wanted to show you what sort of happens to you when you get sort of caught up in that. I'm at year 80, so I'm a little bit further on in my age. My dude is super old and decrepit, but we've got two MMOs going on at once, and let's just see what sort of has happened to my game. So, as you can see, I've got, what is this? $20 trillion. My game World of Warcraft has sold 3 trillion units, and every time it goes out and comes in, it's selling billions and billions of dollars. Um, which is a little bit ridiculous. But you get stuck in this sort of pattern where, okay, so I just released a expansion for World of Warcraft. Now I need to create an expansion for my other MMO, Bloody Roar. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's call that Stick of Dead Puppies. Puppy, because it's super short. My game engine is the future. And we're at 3D graphics V7, which I think is as high as you can get for 3D graphics. And so we just go ahead and continue now. You haven't done this with any of you guys either, but if you go ahead and give them boost, it speeds up that portion of the development cycle. Now, I'm recording on my Mac, so I don't really have my frap set up like I usually do. So the screen's a little bit wonky for this game uh, on there. But so I've got this set up so that both of these games I can pretty much just go ahead and click through everything, and everything is okay. So I just go ahead and click OK. Hype of 2. Since I'm creating a AAA project, I have to do a AAA marketing campaign, and then swap back over. I also, just to get that little extra boost of hype, do my own marketing campaign, and then it's time to boost. So for each of these games, when each comes out, it takes about 6 months at least to finish each of these expansions. So I'm stuck in a process where I have to do an expansion, and that's all that I can do. And this is, once again, my sliders and everything all set up for each one. Click that. The AAA marketing campaign is constantly generating hype, and one thing that you want to also be mindful of, see now, we're sort of upside down in terms of sales. And since with World of Warcraft we're selling like about a billion units a year, or I'm sorry, 1 trillion units a year, which is just, the game gets a little broken when you get to the point where you're at 80 something years. So we're always going to be going to conventions. We're always going to be so once you go to the convention, you kind of always, when you're in an earlier stage, you kind of want to always sort of time your releases, or time your development cycle, so you're always developing while you're going to a convention. So now I've got this convention here, and 3.9 million. 3.9 million went, so now we're going to get a boost of sales because we're really upside down right now. But every time you have a convention, it boosts your profile, so you have like a ridiculous amount of sales after that convention. So now that we're out of the development cycle, we have to fix up our bugs. There are a ridiculous amount of bugs, and you can see we started this um, development at about month 1 of year 82. We're now at month 8, so it almost takes us a full year now to develop a game. Actually, I think at this point it might take a little bit longer than a full year to develop a game all the time. And our guys just get super tired, so we always just send them, like immediately after the game comes out, we send them on vacation. So what we're doing is every time the convention comes around, it buoys our sales and keeps us from losing too much money. Once this game's done, we're going to send everybody on vacation, and then when everybody comes back, we're going to develop a expansion for World of Warcraft, and sort of have that cycle repeat itself. And that's all that we get to do anymore in the game, except for developing new consoles every time our sales on the Swan Soul next. It started out with Swan Soul Ultra, Swan Soul, Super Swan Soul, because my guy is Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. He left government because he was tired of it and started developing games roughly 83 years ago. So okay, our bugs are all ironed out, and we're now into month 2 of the next year. So we're really sort of pushing it. And we don't really level up anymore at this point. Everybody's level 12. So really, I think at this point the game is done. There's not a whole lot for reviews, and it doesn't even matter what reviews you get anymore. I can get all 5s and still make a ridiculous amount of money. But this is the expansion for Bloody Roar, so it doesn't really make us all that much right now. It's currently, each week it's pulling in, what is it, 600 million in sales, which is, I guess, a lot, but compared to the multiple billion that we pull in each week from my World of Warcraft. Okay, so now everybody's on vacation, and you see we're at $52 trillion. Week goes by, we're at 51, so we're losing about $500 billion a week. Maybe not that much. Maybe a couple $100 billion a week. Ooh, that was a bad one. Because we're so upside down on World of Warcraft. But the moment everybody gets back from vacation, we can actually, let's just do it now. I don't think we can keep it up. But so we go to World of Warcraft, develop a sequel. There's nothing really that we can add to it. Oh, I forgot about the biggest part of developing AAA games is, okay, let's give it a name. Sleeping Wizard hat. So to the future, and go ahead and go next. We start development. So we go to the R&D lab, and we start a project, AAA marketing campaign. Then we go to the hardware lab. Hardware lab. Okay. This is coming up. Hardware lab. Have them start a project. So this is something cool that comes up for AAA projects. We use in-house hardware to design and develop special hardware products to coincide with the release of the AAA title. And go ahead and do that. So these are all going on at the same time as the very, very first level of development is going on. And we just go ahead and do that. And hype will start going. Put up marketing. Now you see that the marketing actually doesn't really boost us all that much anymore. But we've got this convention coming up here, so hopefully that'll give us enough sales so that we don't go broke on. So if we didn't develop expansions to, we're going to start seeing 4 million here soon. If we didn't develop expansions to World of Warcraft, it's costing, like, look at it, it's $44 trillion dollars. We had nearly $60 trillion, but since we're now being buoyed by the convention, we now just sold $3 trillion, another $3 trillion. And the game definitely gets broken. So if you just keep up the cycle of developing expansion after expansion after expansion, and it, like I said, I've developed a couple of expansions that score 2 points as an average, and I still sold trillions and trillions of dollars in sales. If we go ahead and look at the game history for these two, so Bloody Roar is the newest one. It just came out less than 10 years ago. It's cost us $97 billion, but we've made $155 billion for a total of $58 billion in profit. Then I create Game Dev Tycoon for that achievement. But okay, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft has cost us $155 trillion. We've sold 12 billion units of it. So we've sold well over I'm sorry, 12 trillion units of it. So every living human being on the planet has thousands of copies of this game. But $155 trillion in costs, $219 trillion in income for a profit of $63 trillion on this game, and it's been out for 20 years. It came out in '63, it's now '83. So, and then we've still got our Swan Soul going. I really wish you could see the numbers down here for World of Warcraft, because I mean they are just really astronomical. Go ahead and boost. It just makes them work faster and harder. Let's go ahead and keep going. So this should be a fairly low sales or fairly low scoring. But if you can see that down here, maintenance for World of Warcraft costs $2.4 trillion for that week. So $2.4 trillion a week in maintenance is a little bit excessive. But let's go ahead and release this game, and I'll apologize for leaving such a long video response. But I just wanted you to see how incredibly, insanely, weirdly broken this game gets once you get up to this point. So we've got this going, and actually we kind of want to slow down at this point because we've already gone to the convention once during the development cycle of this game. But since we're overlapping so much at this point, if we get to the 5th month before we get to the point where we can release the game, then we can go to a convention again, buoy our sales for both Bloody Roar and World of Warcraft, and then release the game and have a ridiculous amount of sales for the first couple weeks of the expansion's life cycle, which is super fancy. So I actually kind of want to lay off on the boost so that we don't get out all the bugs before the beginning of month 6. So that's 2 more months to go with 209 bugs. 1 more week and we'll get the notification that convention's coming up. March booth. And now let's, just to make sure we don't finish too early, let's start sending folks on vacation. And 1 more. Alright, we're all on vacation, so it's only Ron Swanson that's fixing bugs, and the convention coming up now. Where's the convention? Oh, at the end of this week. Alright, convention. I'm hoping for 4 million people at this one. Yeah, 4 million. Of course, we're number 1. We've been number 1 for the last 30 years. So the convention once again buoys our sales. World of Warcraft is only hanging around number 82 right now, but go ahead and finish it. The hype of over 1,000. Everything's almost filled up at this point. Release the game. And here come the reviews. It should be really poor reviews, I would assume, for this one, because, oh, well, 7 isn't bad. I guess it's a little silly that the reviews were so high. I'll take it. Then we can watch the sales skyrocket. So since, alright, and now here it goes. Rank 85 then becomes rank 42. So we've now sold over 20 million units, 21 trillion units of this game. We're about to break $100 trillion, and that's as high as I've ever seen in this game for sales. It's a little ridiculous. So that's kind of what it looks like. All you have time to do, and all there's really work to do. Like, I have nothing more. There's nothing more to research. Like, all the topics are done. And as it's for training, I mean, all my guys are fully well trained up, and you can see they're all specialists in something. So at this point, all I can do is really, you see that's 155. We might actually pass $200 trillion in sales. So the longer you keep a game on the market, the more it's going to sell, and that just seems to grow exponentially. So we're at 186 trillion, 195 trillion. We're going to pass 200 trillion, and I've never passed 80 trillion before. So one expansion got us there. So now it's going to be time to develop the expansion for Bloody Roar, and you just keep that cycle up, and the game is broken and boring at that point. But it just keeps making you more and more money. So thank you for your videos, by the way. They're super, super entertaining. I really, really love them. You've definitely become like the one. UN Sips have become the 2 Yozcast members that I will watch every single one of your videos, and I don't even do that for the main Yozcast channel. So thank you for your videos. Very well appreciated. This has been Wild with video response to your video. Thank you. Have a great day.